Since its beginnings, Mike Tyson was marked by his stature. Distrusting him, the national team for the Olympics preferred another fighter simply because his measurements seemed more imposing than Tyson's. But young Mike Tyson worked on what others saw as his great weakness to turn it into a huge advantage against the giants of the ring who often labeled him as a small threat. Barely debuting in professional boxing, Mike Tyson proved that his short stature didn't make him any less lethal. Working the bodies of his larger rivals with sadistic blows until they were completely weakened, the power in Iron Mike's fists was able to knock out even those opponents against whom there was little faith. Welcome. In today's video, I bring you two confrontations where Mike Tyson proved his worth against boxing giants who fell short when it came to facing a fighter who fits the phrase small but dangerous. I hope you're comfortable because our new journey through the archives of the discipline is about to begin. Mike Tyson versus Tony Tucker. It was 1987 and only 2 years had passed since young Mike Tyson successfully completed his transition to professional boxing. Big names were already adding to his list of vanquished opponents, and the record of the youngest heavyweight champion in history was already resting on his shoulders. With a professional record of 30 victories, achieving 27 of them by the painful path of knockout without having been defeated, it seemed that there was no fighter on the face of the earth who could beat him until Tony Tucker appeared on the scene. Tucker's professional debut took place in '80, which was presumed to give him more experience than Tyson at the time. However, his professional record was very similar. With 34 victories, achieving 29 of them by knockout, and without having been defeated, the sports press sold Tucker as the only fighter capable of ending Mike Tyson's undefeated streak. But failing that, he felt the pressure that the Beast Iron Mike would do the same to him. Thus, on August 1st, they arrived at the ring of the Hilton Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tucker had to make his first defense of the World Heavyweight title of the International Boxing Federation, while Tyson had to defend the World Heavyweight title of the World Boxing Association for the second time and the World Heavyweight title of the World Boxing Council for the third time. This fight was the final of the HBO Heavyweight Unification Tournament. Originally, the bout was scheduled for 15 rounds but was reduced to 12 after the three governing bodies met and approved the change shortly before the match took place. There was a crowd of over 7,140 people in attendance when Tyson entered the ring as the favorite in the 11-to-1 odds. But getting there had been the easy part. Now, Tyson had to make sure to come down as the unified champion. Once in the ring, a classic Tyson performance was not witnessed. Repeatedly, the renowned knockout machine had trouble connecting more than one punch at a time. This was because, while he was stalking, Tony Tucker fought a battle of survival.
Good right hand by Tucker. That might have been the best shot that Mike Tyson has ever taken, right there. There was a left hand by Tyson.
During the early rounds, Tucker succeeded in shaking Tyson's head with strong right punches and straight rights.
I hearken back to your fight with Marvin Hagler, where after the first, Tyson, two good jabs. That was a good example. That up was catching Tyson on the way in. He's finished with the left hook, Barry. There was a good right hand again by Tucker. In close.
However, after the fourth episode, the worst thing you can do if you're in the ring against a beast like Iron Mike happened, losing your attacking strength. From the fourth round, Tucker's performance became linear after starting to fight not to win but to surpass the 12-round mark. Tucker's strategy was clear: keep the distance, dodge the explosive charges that were thrown at him in Tyson's fists, and hold on to the one who sought to dominate him to reduce his chances, thus gaining all the time in the world. He often went for Tyson's head as he advanced towards him to neutralize his winning impetus. But the 21-year-old knockout machine was more than oiled and ready to go all the way. During the last two-thirds of the fight, Tyson landed the big blows experienced in the ring.
There was a right hand in. Get him out of there. I think Tucker, on the other hand, is fighting superb. And there was a big right hand. Tucker's in the pad. And the reason for that is because those are the antics there. Sometimes work.
For the last round, it seemed like Tucker was coming back to life after landing a strong left hook to Tyson's head.
There was a big left hand with a flourish. And so is Tucker.
but it was already too late to add himself to the victory on the judges' card. The three judges voted for Mike. Phil Newman scored 119 to 111. Julio Roldan scored 118 to 113. Bill Graham scored 116 to 112. Although there were no knockdowns during the contest because Tucker used the type of tactics that had already frustrated Tyson's offense before, this victory by unanimous decision once again proved that the true giant in the fighting ring was him. Mike Tyson versus Frank Bruno. And because two fights will always be better than one, here's a quick summary of the confrontation between Mike Tyson and Frank Bruno. Jumping to 89, we come across another of the greatest challenges in Mike Tyson's career. With 2 more years of experience, destiny led him to face Bruno on February 25th on the same ring at the Hilton Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Bruno had debuted in professional boxing in '82, but his record was not exactly the most ostentatious. Out of 32 victories, 31 of them had been collected by knockout. Impressive if you ignore his 2 previous losses. Tyson was immersed in a conflicting personal situation, but that didn't seem to prevent him from continuing to function as a knockout machine in the ring. Out of his 35 victories, 31 of them had been claimed by the painful path of knockout. Unlike Bruno, he remained undefeated. It was his first defense of the Ring Magazine heavyweight title, the 5th of the International Boxing Federation World Heavyweight title, the 7th of the World Boxing Association World Heavyweight title, and the 8th of the World Boxing Council World Heavyweight title. With Bruno being another giant in the ring, hopes of taking the crown from Tyson were pinned on him. After the bell sounded, Tyson came out of his corner with such a level of violence that Bruno slipped during the first few seconds of the round.
Afraid, hanging on. Bruno's already tagged with the right hand. And there goes Bruno for the first time in the fight.
After the standard count of 8 and almost leaving the ring, the British giant was ready for what awaited him. Bruno tried to damage Tyson with headshots during the clinches, just before Richard Steele put some distance between them. The scenario was not the most favorable for the young champion, but this contest was just getting started.
Shot by a shot by Frank Bruno. Tyson trying to fight back, and Bruno did catch him.
Tyson recovered from his tragic close during the second round. Blow after blow, he focused his offense on Bruno's body, a strategy that had already helped him weaken other giants in the past.
The right hand catches Bruno. Left hook. Bruno looks ready to go. Now is when he's going to hang.
Now it was Bruno who came from a complicated closing at the start of the third round. With Tyson in charge of the pace of the fight, tragic scenarios for Bruno began to unfold. Tyson had won the previous 3 rounds, and the 4th round looked just as good for him. Despite Bruno's clinches attempting to frustrate his ruthless attacks, he found a way to sneak his fists until they landed on the increasingly fragile body of the Englishman.
And look, Bruno was caught by a right hand and a left hook.
The fight seemed to project for more, but at the start of the 5th episode, the end was around the corner. Literally. Just 1 second of Bruno with his guard down was enough for Tyson to carry out a massacre in the ring. With an impeccable but lethal combination of blows, he left Bruno seeing stars.
A left hook, and Richard Steele.
It doesn't matter.
This is vicious, buddy.
That's not shot. That's not that photo shot.
With Richard Steele as a witness and Bruno against the ropes, the end came. Mike Tyson defeated Frank Bruno by technical knockout at 2 minutes and 55 seconds of the 5th round. Fun fact, Mike Tyson ended Frank Bruno's career after his victory, but not in this fight. Want to know about their second encounter? That's history for another video. If you've made it this far, I thank you. I ask you not to leave without leaving your like on the video, reminding you that it's the best way to support my content. On my channel, you'll find more videos available to accompany you in your day-to-day life. Do you have some free time? Watch the next one right now. Now it's my turn to learn from your knowledge of the discipline. Do you know another fight where Mike Tyson had to face a boxing giant? Tell me about it in the comments.